Now, for the past 26 years, the African Studies and Research Forum has been pivotal in promoting academic discourse and research on the African continent. Viewers Ndiho has more.
Each year, the African Studies and Research Forum recognizes individuals who have significantly contributed to covering African affairs and showcasing its diverse voices. Emmanuel Babatunde, professor of anthropology and education at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania, is one of the leading voices for African research.
There are people who are doing fantastic work, trying to make sure that younger Africans can do well in research and do well in the university and become enlightened leaders of the world.
In its latest edition, ASRF was honored to present its prestigious award to Queen Marian Roka Shamu and Shaka SSALI, a veteran journalist from The Voice of America, both prominent figures in African research and journalism. Shaka SSALI was honored particularly for his remarkable work on Voice of America's Straight Talk Africa.
I am both flattered but humbled, because this world can move on without you. For many years, I had this incredible platform called Straight Talk Africa. And eventually, of course, you know, I also had Shaka, etc. time. And so those two platforms were able to take me globally for a very, very long time. And I was an item. So many people, I did have a lot of following, in fact in millions. And I knew I was relevant. I had some things to share. I had some things to learn. And at the end of the day, I enjoyed the conversations, especially with regards to talking about the mother continent.
SSALI's commitment to providing an accurate and nuanced presentation of African contributions on the international platform has made him the ideal recipient for this illustrious award.
I couldn't have served the manner in which I did, and the manner in which a lot of people appreciated, without the compliment and the support of the audience and the fans to boot.
Shaka SSALI forged a path for authentic storytelling about the continent.
Very pleased to be here on a day where the diaspora and the African community has recognized his great contributions. And I want to assure you that Shaka is going to continue to contribute to his people, our people, in every way he can.
Shaka SSALI would come on and bring stories from Africa. Like he connected us before social media connection. He connected us. I would understand what Ugandan president was thinking. I would understand what was going on in West Africa. He was very critical in a very savvy, yet very homecoming. And his accent, Shaka SSALI, it related to me. So I could see him as one of my persons. You know how international news was portrayed by different faces and colors, and him was the only, black African man speaking about my news, which made me understand more. And his influence, Shaka SSALI, has made me even pursue more to say, okay, there's another world out there that I can explore.
Listen to Shaka almost every week. I was just telling him when he was being celebrated that when he decided to retire, I almost cried because I was like, it's not yet time. Even the irony is that we are asking a lot of African leaders to retire, but then when we see some who are doing amazing work, we tend to be so attached that we don't want them to retire, even when it's time for them to retire. I think what he did was honorable. I think many people should emulate what he did. But of course, it is very important for us to keep him around, continue mentoring, to continue advising many young African journalists.
The African Studies and Research Forum fosters groundbreaking research and intellectual exchange, ensuring that African voices resonate far and wide and inspire others who strive to cover African affairs with integrity and understanding.
The number of people from different parts of Africa, doing so many different types of research. I was able to sit in on the women and gender, and just to see the perspectives of all of the exploration on women from different parts of Africa really brought it home for me.
SRF encourages excellence in reporting and analysis, highlighting the importance of global sharing of African stories. Ndiho, VOA News, Washington.